Dr. Mary Cody, otherwise Dr. Mariam Abula Fiede Nasara Joseph Yesu. I am a businesswoman from UK. My company is Elida Conglomerate Limited, and I do some selling on eBay. I'm into natural products, supplements, and other things. I have services, consulting services. I have a life coaching, consulting services in which I do life coaching. I do health and wellness, well-being services, life coaching, and then I do business coaching and then business consulting. Those are my services and products. I have a PhD in nanophytomedicine, using nano to make new drugs. Using nano to make new drugs from the plants. Most drugs are from plants, so we research them from plants, not the active component. Then do the chemical formation into pharmaceutical drugs, wrap them in nano carriers. So this is where I do my PhD. But I've decided to go into business and in the business not in terms of producing drugs, but in terms of supplements, using natural products as supplements, either in drinks, as food, beverages, or as tablets. But that is, working with the natural products. But you are on my side, my eBay side, where I sell supplements of other companies, and then those that have started my own in the beginning to produce them, small scale now. And once if you go on my side, selling 82 8257, or you look at selling, you will see them there on eBay side. And you're now even seeing this program on my side. I want you to go into my shop. You see there are supplements I'm selling that are from other notable companies, and those I've started on my own. Little ones like from frankincense and from Maya. Frankincense are made very medicinal, natural medicinal products. And like frankincense are called a natural gum. You can be chewing like a chewing gum and it's good for the tooth, apart from other diseases and other, malfunctions, health matters that it tends to cure or tends to alleviate or prevent. And mad too. So and also I'm using shea butter, using it in different forms, in different mixture, these three compounds to produce healthy food products. So, honey, I'd like you to stay on my side. You see a lot of things coming there, and I'll be delivering each month a paper on the things I'm selling. This month, the last month, this one would have been in October, end of October, but I wasn't able to do it because of some other activities that came up. But I hope next time to keep the time. This time when I couldn't keep the 31st, I did try. But I pray God helping us. The November one, I will keep it. So instead of this one coming on the 31st of October, it's coming to you in November. But this is first week of November. 31st November, God willing, we are going to take another supplement and sell it on my side, or I'm retailing. So last time, the first one I started, which you can see on my eBay side, is about supplements. Why supplements? So yeah, supplements are good because they are replacement therapy. They what I call them. They may not act. Some of them can actually cure the disease in its active form, taken appropriately. Some of them is better you take before the disease comes. They prevent the disease. Some of them, they just build the body, build up your immunity. Most of them build up the immunity also, So, but then now supplements are going into wider focus. Initially, you have just the vitamins, the minerals, the larger, but now supplements are going into blends. So, companies have come out that are taking the plants, and they are finding ways in which to grow them more, because we have the large llamas, it's just coordination. Company finds that like one we are going to talk to the aloe ferox. It's a very potent plant. It's used as supplement. If people can get it, then we have a lot of wasteland. We can plant them. We can even plant it in a pot. So that's how good it is. So it's just knowing the kind of plants that are there, doing research on them, and then knowing them. in the past, our forefathers had used plants for medicine, but the whole thing, the difference is they hadn't done much research on their potency and on their toxicity. In terms of medicine and supplements, you have to know the toxicity, most especially the toxicity, and the active component and the concentration of the active compound to know how much to take it, because things may be good. There's a limit to every good thing. That may not be potent. The compound may not be potent on its own, but over a certain limit of consumption, of dosage, of amount taken, it can be potent. And also, most of the time, plants come as a mixture of a lot of phytoconstituents. It's like the human body. We are a mixture of cells, organs, systems. That's how plants are. They're a mixture of a lot of phytoconstituents. Some small, some in larger concentration, some in smaller concentration, and they play in synergy. Most of the time, they work in synergy. That's why the plant survives them. They work in synergy. And so you find out that sometimes if one is extracted through maybe the way it's being extracted, maybe A, phytoconstituency A, and B are supposed to work in synergy to prevent COVID. But if maybe in the time of processing, phytoconstituent B does not need heat, it should be taken quiet, and you don't know, and you just go and warm both. So you lose the B part, and so there's no synergy for it to produce an effect to kill COVID. So that's the whole thing. So our foreparents didn't know that. So most of the time of system of extraction and preserving of the plant product, the supplement they use and the plant product for their treatment tend to change the nature, may even denaturate the active compounds. It could change the active compounds. Their phytoconstituents are very unstable, some of them. They could change into another chemical form, and they could be potent, or they could stop acting or certain way. So they don't know that. And sometimes some of them act in synergy with certain phytoconstituents or certain components that are actually toxic. So you need to know these toxic compounds to remove them. You need to know how to remove them. You need to know where their toxicities are to the body. Actually, the most important organs in the body are the heart, and then the heart in terms of blood, but mostly are the kidneys and the livers. The kidney is a chemical factory that sips out, separates the good and the bad, gives the good to the body. The bad it sends to the kidney. The liver is the chemical. Sorry, the liver is the chemical machine. The machine that does the processes to move the chemical, knows which is what, send it to the body. The body sends the kidney, and the kidney takes it out as urine, or maybe if it's with the gastric system, takes it. So there are some that are very corrosive to the gastric system, may go and affect the small intestine and all that before taking a spoon. So all this they didn't know. So we found out that, but what modern science is doing, using technology and innovation, a lot of people are going into using supplements, and most of the research is done in the lab is to know the active component from this plant. What are the active components? So you have to extract them, know their structure, try them on the certain organs of the body. If it's microorganisms, my first degree is in microbiology. You have to try them as gram negative, gram positive, viruses, intestinal virus, skin virus. So you have, skin, intestinal bacteria, skin bacteria, fungi. So you test them on all of this, and also the certain diseases, if they have history before, some people may have, they use them to cure this local history. So you have to look at the local history, see what organism caused the diseases they are used for in the local history, bring them into the lab, try them to know, and you have to extract to the finest component. Now you have to know the synergy of the different components. So all that now is done in the lab. So toxicity, and then concentration of the active component now can be done in the lab. That's why you can be comfortable now to take supplements, even those that are straight made from plants, especially for reputable companies that have research on them, have done a lot of research, lab research on them, have tested them on humans, have tested them on, and have known their activity they have collected with their history, they have collated with their history of use and things like that. So now it's easy to take supplement. And usually, actually, supplement when well researched and much information is known on there, and they're from that their content are good. They are not made by hanky panky companies. Everything is done rightly. All the boxes ticks. Everything done well. Research done well. You find out that they are like food. They are like part of food. You know, you can eat them as your snack, like the frankincense is so healthy at a certain level, it's so well 1.5 grams in a day. So I chew it like chewing gum. Now I don't chew chewing gum. I just take my frankincense, I'll be chewing it. And my own shop, if you look at that, I've mixed it with pomegranate. Pomegranate is like a miracle drug plant. It's so sick. It's so medicinal. It cannot be explained. And that is why can it not be explained? Because even God made it so. It's God that made it so. In the Bible, God told the Israelites to use, today's giving their lamb of milk and honey and with pomegranate. Pomegranate is medicinal. And even in the gown of the high priest, if you're a Christian in the Old Testament, if you're a Jew, the high priest, at the skirt of his garment is the bells, the golden bells, and the size and the shape of the pomegranate for healing, for healing of the nations. So you find out that I mix mine with pomegranate, then I mix with the acacia honey. Acacia honey to has a lot of benefits, from the acacia plant taken out. And then I use the orange blossom. So I try to innovate, mix this when I know that there is synergy, that they when work together, they can be used together to cure variant more and more wider group of illnesses or disorders or build up the body in a wider form than normally one would. So you go on my side like that. I'm doing like I took shea butter, I'm mixing it with garlic, with certain herbs, so that people can just take them, put them on the food. You don't need to look for garlic. Go separate, get garlic. This is mix. This is energy. You take your bread or you put it on a certain sauce or something like that. So that is it. So you find out that today I'm looking at the product Jigsimur. Jigsimur, if you look at it, it's a product that's been produced by a company. You find out that I want to look at Jigsimur's company. When you go online, you see a lot of things. Most of you may not have time to go online. So Jigsimur by its nature is an alkaline compound. You see it on my side. It's alkaline. Alkaline means it's not acidic. It's not corrosive. Alkaline is not that. It means it's not as corrosive as acidic. Acidic is corrosive. Corrosive means it can cause damage to cells. It can be corrosive when something is corrosive. It can cut. It can remove skin. It can remove surface. So it's not corrosive and also it balances the alkaline. You find out that if you look at Jigsimur, because of the main plant used in Jigsimur is called aloe. In South Africa, they call it the Cape aloe. It grows about 30 meters and the leaves are thick. It's more like a semi-arid plant actually. It can grow in savanna areas, in desert areas. That's why you find it has the sap. It preserves its water in what is actually we use for the medicine is sap. And that sap is that makes it withstand the arid condition so that it doesn't lose. It's so thick. So every of the water it conserves in there. So it's so thick cover. The cover of the leaves are so thick so it doesn't evaporate to the environment. The plant dies. But that now also is for the good of man, not just for the plant. Because that leaf now that is water preserved with the constituent is a thick sap that is rich in the components, in the phytochemical components it's that gives it this medicinal value. We found out that we built in the desert aloe, the main component of Jigsimur. You see Jigsimur on my side is beta. You find out that this aloe is like I described it. The color is you find out that it's colorless and it's beta because the bitterness. You find out that certain comfort or constituents they carry certain taste, and you find out that that is what it is, what gives us. So it's a thick sap is the one that is used for making Jigsimur. It's the main component of this Jigsimur. Yeah, well, and what I want you to know is that it's alkaline. What it means is alkaline. That means I say it's not acidic, it's not that corrosive, so it can balance, especially when people are when you have imbalance in the body. You find that when the body is acidic, like the intestinal things, the gastrointestinal system, where there is a lot of imbalance, you find that there will be, the alkaline nature, the neutrality nature is being lost. So you find out that the enzymes are produced more, there's less digestion and all that. So like drugs, like supplements, like Jigsimur that are rich with aloe, that is rich in alkaline and compounds that destroy that balances the pH of the body. You find out that they are good in gastric system, which is what also even aloe vera people take it naturally on its own for gastric systems disorders and a lot of gastric problems. So you find out that it reduces the acidity of the body, making it alkaline, therefore detoxifying the body. By alkaline, I mean it detoxify, it removes the toxins. Most of the acids are toxic; they are not good to the body. So when it comes, it binds with them, it removes their acidity, and it's now flush out in the urine. So you find that which is responsible for this. Like I said, the aloe vera is the plant that is responsible for this. That's what Jigsimur is mostly made from. Because of this is alkaline nature. That's why I said, it balances the pH, detoxifies the acidic nature, starting from the intestine, the gastric system. So it's good as a laxative. When people are having acid reflux, they can take it. It binds, it neutralizes the acidity of the tummy. I remove the pain, that comes with the acidity and the gaseousness that comes with it. So you find that it balances, it brings back the gastric system, the stomach, into the original balance is meant to. And there now you find out that the natural floral content that is supposed to keep the intestine sound will now grow back again, because we have natural flora, natural microorganisms that don't harm us in the stomach. But when it's acidic, it kills them. So you find out that there will be indigestion, there will be these, so because they are not there to help in the balance of the ecosystem of the stomach. So when they neutralize it, detoxifying the acidity of the stomach, people can digest well. They can bring out the acid in terms of diarrhea and things like that, or some could, before the balance comes in. So you find out that it's also used for colon cleansing. That is also, like I explained, because of its alkaline nature, it detoxifies the acidic nature of any imbalance stomach or gastric system. So you can use it to cleanse your colon. When you feel like you are getting a lot of bloated tummy, there's a lot of indigestion, you can take Jigsimur. It has this aloe vera, so that it now detoxifies the acid in your tummy, but brings back the balance, the pH balance of your tummy, and then now cleanses the colon, so that the acid, is taken out, and all the negativity that comes to it. It's also been known to have an antiviral activity. That is the Jigsimur, because of the aloe vera, which is right, because most of these aloe vera is been found to have antiviral activities. As virus for cold, cold virus. People take it in terms of virus for cold. It could also be used for antiviral for viruses that have to do with gastric systems, like maybe cholera. I've never tried it, or I've not had anybody who has research on it of cholera, but it could have it could have a good effect on cholera. Cholera is an intestinal viral infection that just it just causes a lot of imbalance in the tummy, so that the osmotic activity of the gastric system is lost, so that you find that there will be fluid exhaustion, there will not be digestion, fluid exhaustion, loss of fluid in the body. People die of dehydration of cholera. So mostly during cholera, most of the drug is antiviral drugs. Aloe vera could be possibly, I don't know, I've not read it, but because of its strong alkaline, detoxifying effect, and alkaline nature, it could help, in terms of beefing up the environment of the gastric system, helping to evict the coronavirus. So you find out that it boosts the immune system too. It's been found to boost the immune system, and it has 100% oxygen radical absorbance capacity. What does that mean? What is happening is the cells in the body, some of they are made of atoms and electrons. So sometimes the electrons will just leave an atom, and then they will just, because it's they are these atoms, they are in very dynamic activity. They have high energy volt particles. So you find out that there's a lot of atoms, working together, coming against each other, they will lose an electron. And once they lose an electron, that electron will go looking where it can pair, because it's supposed to be pairing, negative and positive to stay together to keep the body. So this electron that is lost, if it's not paired to another atom that has lost its own electron, and have a positive side, it can stay, and then it be negative to the body, produce negative electron activity in the body, giving it a negative radical. So you find out that these electrons, this now will affect the cells. So you find that the cells now will become like abnormal. They will become not good, and they are mostly these cells that cause a lot of disorder to the body, a lot of distress to the body in terms of diseases, in terms of even cancer. Some of them, is due to this radical, this oxygen radical activity, redox reaction they call it, is called, So, but what you found out that this Jigsimur with its alloferous component, it has the ability to absorb these free radicals that are lost, not paired in the body. So it absorbs them, it ties them, binds to them, and so now they don't go and cause destruction to the cells. It binds to them, evict them out, and then new cells can grow. So they don't go bumping up other cells or causing disorder, because they are like a owl. They've gone owl, so there's reduced activity. So what it does is it absorbs these free radicals in the body, and so it renew the damaged cells. So the cells now can be renewed and not you know, be in this negative environment. So you found out that Jigsaw is very important, because it's good to when you take it, because of the allopharics. Colon cancer is good for it. It's also being used for skin. Allopharics is also used for skin cancer. When you get the allopharics, you can get the allopharics on its own. It's sold on eBay. I want to start selling it. I want to see how I could mix it with another compound to see what more effect it could do. And for us also, it's not to to cure thrombosis. It's not to stimulate immunity. It's used for treatment of diabetes also. It treats rheumatism. It treats lung cancer, leukemia. Digestive conditions, which we have talked about, even for obesity. Also, it's used also in cosmetics. Allopherics, you can use it in cosmetics and as food supplements. So it is this allopherics that is the main component actually of Jigsimur. Unlike other supplements that are a blend of different, herbs, Jigsimur mostly is mostly allopherics. It doesn't have much blends of other herbs or other plants, medicinal plants. So that is why this is not to drag on, just to discuss with you, so that you know what you are taking. Most of you may not have time to go on YouTube or to research journals, or to know, or even if you go, you may not understand the terms. You will not have the time to begin to look at dictionary for the time. But I have the PhD. I'll just take the time each month to just discuss with you a bit of what you are taking, to know, so that you know what you're taking and appreciate how it's done. And I want you to support supplementary medicine, so, medicine that complementary medicine, we call it therapy, in which we use supplements instead of, pharmaceutical drugs. Pharmaceutical drugs mostly are made from chemicals that are formed in the lab. Like now, what the pharmaceutical drugs, if they know allopherics, they will now go and study its chemical nature. They will tell the chemical nature, how many carbons, hydrogen, what other, maybe ferrox, maybe it has iron by the name of ferrox. Most times, compounds that have iron component in there, they are called ferrox. They will put iron 2, iron 3, whatever it is, and then now they will go to the lab and make it from chemicals, not from the plant itself. They'll just take the nature of it, go and produce a lot of it by chemicals, from the chemical structure, and they give you as tablet, But those ones can have side effects, because in making the chemicals, they are not the natural products. Chemicals are from set plastic compounds and all that. They formulate them. That is a chemist work anyway. So you find out that I've done a bit of chemist in my PhD, because I need to know how to pieces how to split the compound, the plant company. So you find that they go and do it, and because that's why you find a lot of side effects with medication, because it's not the natural product, so it's not degradable, especially in terms of the composition. So it's not easily degradable as the natural product. Most natural products are degradable; they're decomposed by the body, but these ones are naturally, they are not natural, by the pharmaceutical. They are made from chemicals, certain compounds they make them. So they are not the natural, they are not mostly not degradable, and mostly they carry side effects of certain toxicity because of their degradability and because of lack of the easy decomposition. So they can go and affect the other body. They may not be well extracted through the urine. They may affect the liver because they are not well sifted. They are not easily decomposable. They are not easily pierced by the body system. So you find out that, but natural products, they are mostly, most of them are degradable, decomposable. They are made from nature. They are mostly decomposable. So except they have high toxicity, and except their toxicity is not removed, most of them they can easily get rid, be rid out of the body system. It's just knowing the concentration to sometimes mostly help with the natural products. So I would like you to support natural products production, in terms of supplements, in herbs, in teas, be it for the skin, for the eye, so it will be like taking your food, just time you are taking a food, in if it's not in a capsule, you can buy it in a powder. Mostly I like buying them in powder or liquid. I just make tea with them, or some people put them in in ice cream, put them in in all these you know desserts. So you find out that that is it. And that is for Jigsimur. So if you can withstand the bitterness of Jigsimur, you can put a little bit of honey, not much. It can sweeten it for you. Though people just take a shot quickly and put it in the mouth. Anyway, honey too is medicinal. That's why I mix my frankincense with natural honey, frankincense with orange blossom honey, which also have their own health benefits. So you find that you are doing a combination, and because both types of products have been researched out to be safe to the body. So thank you so much. This is a bit about Jigsaw. And next week we are having about ginger. Then I'll go to the other products I'm bringing. And if you have any question, please drop me your question on my eBay site message box, and I'll answer you and give you a reply. Or you can see my number on my eBay site. You can give me a WhatsApp text or WhatsApp call. I'm on WhatsApp with that. If you need more information about the products I'm selling, or you have a product you are not too sure if you want my view on it or my knowledge of it, I can be of assistance to you all for free, please. And please feel free to look at my shop on eBay, and I hope you will recommend me to family and friends, and you'll be staying around for my webinars. I hope every month to give you a webinar and to do more research as we go on. I try to talk in a layman's language. I'm not using any big terminology. Do I have a PhD in nanophytometry? No, but I want to see how we can use layman language to communicate how we are doing, how we are eating, what we are eating. Most of these supplements, they are not here like the macromolecules of protein. You have protein, lipids, carb. No, there's tiny phytoconstituents that are taken from plants, either the leaves, either the stem, or the roots. People research them, either sometimes from the history. People hear this plant is being used by this culture. So scientists will go and begin to take them. Sometimes scientists can just have in their studies. There are a lot of people that are researching different plants. So people can go and say, oh, this plant has this company. What has this researchers found? They could take it to the lab, do more research on it, and bring it. We hope, like me in the nanophytomedicine, I hope we tend to be able, my own field is to be able to take supplements into the nano phase, to be able to produce supplements wrapped in nano. Nano is actually lipids, and lipids are what we eat. So what scientists do is they take the drug like pharmaceutical that make a lot of chemical, that they make chemically formed drugs. So they wrap them in this nano. That means nanos are carriers. It's more like a lipid or glycerin. Like palm oil is used in nanomedicine. Olive oil is used as a carrier in nanomedicine to carry drugs, because they are like when they go into the stomach, especially the ones that are digestible, the stomach will think it's a food, it will digest the lipid, the palm oil, or the olive oil as it's digesting, it's making into tiny molecules. So these tiny molecules, now the drugs are already in it, they'll carry it, and the body will carry, thinking it's carrying the tiny molecules of lipid of palm oil or of your olive oil, but it's taking the bit of the drug. This drug is targeted to the side, it just drop it there. The food is, the drug gets into action on that side, and then, the waste is, chemically saved out by the liver and into the kidney or into the bone. So that is it. So we hope my own field, God willing, is to be able to wrap supplements, certain supplements that may be beta or could be what, we can wrap them in certain lipids into nano supplements, the certain lipids that you take to just give more value to what you are taking. That's my own area. Hopefully, God leaving us alive by the providence of the Most High God, we see that we live to do that, making our world a better place for all. Thank you so much. And please, like I said, look at my side. Go into the shop. You're welcome. Send me a message, questions, or if you request to know anything about my product, you want more of my product, please do say so and keep watch on my side. Thank you so much. This is Mary Cody. This is Dr. Mary Cody, Dr. Maria Mobula, Fiede Nasara, Joseph Yesu. That's my private name for my company. I'm glad you're on my side. You're welcome. Have a lovely day. God bless you. See you at the end of November for another seminar on ginger, one of the supplements I'm selling on my side. Check it out. My prices are cheap and they're good. Thank you. God bless.